because I hate it that much. Feels horrible. Never do it. It's rubbish. I can't tell you how horrible that feels compared with the other way. For me, I'll never do them ever again as long as I live. What is that doing? Obliques, they say. And there's just so many better things than doing that. It's moronic, stupid, it's rubbish, forget it. Next up, on things that you tell one of your most hated friends to do to try and build his physique. It's gonna hit me in the face. Mental. Not because I'm gonna smash the plate into my nose. Hi guys, and welcome back to Ultimate Fitness Global. Now you can't see him, but he's always behind the camera. He's my business partner with this channel, and everything that you see is the result of his idea and my idea together. So we've sat down and we've had a good chat today about 5 exercises that we believe should be in the graveyard forever. So without further ado, let's start on exercise number 1. The good morning. I'd like to rename this to the bad morning because I hate it that much. Let's take a look at it. So the bad morning, sorry, the good morning. So this exercise, don't really know what it's working. Guessing, I would say it's working the spine erector, the spinal cord, maybe a bit of hamstrings, maybe a bit of neck. But it's actually quite popular. People do this all the time. I see loads of people doing this in gyms, and I just think, God help your lumbar spine. It's a very good way of bulging discs out in your lower back, that much I know. And even for the purposes of YouTube and your entertainment, I'm not going to load the bar up for this. I'm just going to do it with an empty bar, which is 20 kilos anyway, so it's heavy enough to do something this treacherous. So the bar will go on your back like this. So just like a back squat position. From there, trying to be as safe as possible, you're giving yourself a little bit of curvature in your spine. And then the idea is to load up your spine and then stand up. Even that with no weight on the bar feels horrible. Just have pain instantly in my lumbar spine. I don't know what that is doing in terms of a physique. The only musculature that you're really targeting there is your spine erector. Just do a deadlift. It's so bad, I won't even give it any more airtime. Never do it. It's rubbish. That's exercise number 1, the good morning. Goodbye forever. I said I wouldn't give that any more airtime, but I do just want to say something. So this is a working health club here. We've got about 160 members and we've got 4 trainers. I've never communicated to any of my trainers about the good morning ever and said, don't put good mornings in our classes. I've never said it. None of them have ever put that exercise in any of our classes. I've never seen any of them do it because they're obviously very well read on exercise and very well read on injury. We've never performed a good morning in the 20 years that Ultimate Fitness Cheshire has been running. That's how I feel about them, and that's how all my trainers feel about them. But if you want to do them, get yourself a bed in whatever local hospital that you're closest to, because you're going to need some lumbar repair if you keep doing those. The end. Exercise number 2, which is completely unnecessary, is the behind the neck shoulder press, the behind the neck military press. So I'm a very big fan of the military press. No need to go behind the neck though, I don't think. So why do I think that? Well, the shoulder is a very complex joint. You've got 4 insertion points. Let me see if I can remember them. You've got your acromioclavicular, your scapulothoracic, your sternoclavicular, and your glenohumeral insertion point. On top of that, it's a ball and socket joint with bursa sacs all the way around it. Now, if you lift your shoulder high enough, then you're exposing that shoulder capsule for impingement. So what happens there is the bursa sacs get trapped, they pop and they cause inflammation in the shoulder. And that's most of the time when people have shoulder injuries. Now, the safest way to do a shoulder press is in a neutral grip position like this, right? So with that, you're closing that shoulder capsule, then you can press up and down relatively safely. If you turn it out like this, you increase your risk exposure of that. If you move it back, with a load and press it behind your neck, even if you have very good mobility, you're still exposing yourself to massive risk with very little reward. So that's why I think that exercise needs to go in the graveyard, but we're going to take a little bit more of a look at that. I'd just like to say at this point as well, when working the shoulders, I much prefer to train my shoulders without the use of back support. So I wouldn't sit on this bench and put the seat up like this, because then when I get fatigued, I can just lean back and shift the load onto my chest. So if I do it just by tensing my abdominals and pressing straight up and down like so, I can't lean back to assist myself because obviously I'll just fall backwards. That keeps it just on my shoulder. I would always opt for a slightly narrower grip as well because of what I said before. The wider out I go, the more risk I have at causing that bursitis issue or damage to my shoulder. So I go for a narrow grip and press like so. And I rate that exercise quite highly actually. I really do like it. I feel it in my shoulders loads and I've never injured myself doing that. What I really hate is behind the neck shoulder press. So already I feel in a more vulnerable position like that. It doesn't feel nice at all. I mean, I do have good range in my chest. I always stretch. I can't tell you how horrible that feels compared with the other way. And what is the benefit? Like, you tell us, please do, in the comment section below. Say something about it. If you don't agree with me, tell me. But I'm telling you, from a physiological perspective, from an anatomical perspective, how the shoulder works, you are exposing yourself much more to injury doing it that other way. But if you think there's a benefit to pressing behind your neck to just in front of, you let us know. For me, I'll never do them ever again as long as I live. Next rubbish exercise, this is Johnny's. So Johnny particularly hates these, and we see people do these all the time in commercial gyms, and we really do feel compelled to go over to them and tell them to do something far better. But it's the side bend or the side oblique twisty thing. You know what I mean when I'll do it. So it's this caper. I'm only going to use a light kettlebell, sorry, so I don't hurt myself. So it's this, that. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? What is that doing? Obliques, they say. It's good at, if you're in the airport and you're carrying your suitcase, I suppose, one side. But range of motion, just unnatural. It's an unnatural movement. We don't really do this. Spine's not really designed to be doing this kind of thing. Good at giving you scoliosis, I guess. But there's just a plethora of other things that you can do that are so much better. This, for example, the Russian twist. So this alone, I'm engaging my abdominals a lot. So simply by perching on my bottom, lifting my feet off the air, my core is engaged. That takes some doing just to do that with balance. And then touching side to side. Now, I'm a very big advocate of training the core, and I train my core most of the time when I train. Not every single time, but I'll definitely do it 2 or 3 times a week. And there's just so many better things than doing that. The other thing that you're doing is unilateral work. Again, I'm not opposed to doing unilateral work. If you've got an imbalance from one side to the other, fill your boots. But what a waste of time that is. So if I do 4 sets of 15, I better be doing it slowly, otherwise I'm definitely going to give myself an injury. How long would it take me to do 15 of them that side, 15 of them that side for say 4 sets? It's moronic. Stupid. Next up is the single arm tricep kickback. Now, these are pretty shit. The thing that I hate about this is that I have to hold my rear delt in an isometric position whilst I try and work my tricep. So I'm engaging another muscle while I'm trying to concentrate on an isolation exercise. It's already at a loss. So if I'm doing something like a push down, for example, I'm in that position. The only way I can go really is tricep. Everything else is relaxed, by the way. Nothing else is doing anything, so I can focus on my tricep. If I'm doing a tricep machine, you know, like a tricep extension, I'm fixing the position. The only thing I can work is my tricep. For a single arm kickback, I have to do basically a single arm row and hold it there. So primarily what I'm working there is like my upper back. My bicep is engaged as well. So they're all tensed up. And then I've got to do this. I can already feel my rear delt just starting to fatigue. The rubbish, they're just rubbish. I mean, give it a go, I guess, but like, why would you do that? Again, unilateral behavior. You might have one tricep that's significantly stronger than the other, maybe if you've injured it, or I don't know. Yeah, if you've injured it, I guess. But use like a single arm rope, you know, fix yourself in, rope extension down. Perfect. All this is relaxed. Biceps not engaged whatsoever. My biceps engaged doing that because I've had to row it up. So I've got bicep, rear delt, rhomboid. Then I have to try and figure out my tricep as I'm going. It's rubbish, isn't it, Johnny? It's rubbish. Forget it. Next up, on things that you tell one of your most hated friends to do to try and build his physique, is the behind the neck lat pull down. Unnecessary, completely. So the best way of doing it, I believe, is a supinated grip for everything that I told you about the shoulder before, remember? Same reasons. So you'd be here. Not gonna go heavy with this because it's only a demo. So just be there and then down to your chest, touch, full range, full stretch. If you want to, you can go wide. I think it's unnecessary for what you're building. You know, you can go, because it's so light, it's swinging a bit. There we go. You could do it like this, I guess. The wider you go, the more dangerous it is, really. Maybe go to your chin. You don't want to come down here because then you're exposing that shoulder to all those wrist things. But what you definitely wouldn't do, I'll try not to drop this on my crotch, is go, oh, I can't do it because it's going to hit me in the face. You wouldn't do that because you'd smash a plate into your forehead. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. So behind the neck, like, I can't do that. We'll leave it in anyway, it's funny. But pulling that down to the back of my neck, just mental. Not because I'm going to smash the plate into my nose, because of everything that I said about my shoulder, and because you'll be far weaker as well, because of how much that's stressing your shoulders. So obviously you want load to build mass. You want stretch to build mass. All of that is compromised when you do a behind the neck lat pull down. Please don't take our word for it. If you want to try these things that'll shorten your lifting career, you go and do it. But after 20 years of training, they're in the graveyard of the top 5 shittest exercises that I can think of. Just off the top of your head, Johnny, can you think of any more that are absolutely shit? Can you think of any more? I think anything where you're lifting heavyweight on a Swiss ball's mental.
Yeah, squats on a Swiss ball.
That's mental. I think... Anything else? I think that's it. There's not a lot of total...
We'll do another series later down the line.
Shall we?
Yes.
Should we do the top 5 revisited or something, or the newbies to the top 5? They're the worst, aren't they? Would you say?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything worse than that. So you'll never see these exercises performed at Ultimate Fitness Cheshire. If any members watch this video, you'll never have done them. I guarantee it. But see how you go. See how you go. That's from 20 years of lifting weights, being absolutely obsessed with lifting weights. Both me and Johnny hate it. But please comment below. And what would be really fun is if you put in the comments box what exercises you hate and why, and maybe we can make a video about that. But thank you for watching this video, guys. Please click the like button if you like the video. Please subscribe. That really helps us out. And we look forward to bringing you some more stuff soon. Cheers, guys. Goodbye.